Greetings from Portland, Oregon, home to some of the finest microbrews on the planet. I am Christian Piatt, and yes, I am a fan of beer. There's an old myth that Ben Franklin once said that beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. The truth is, Mr. Franklin, though right, never actually said that. Turns out, it was Satan. Either way, crack open a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the next edition of Church Sign Epic Fails. The first sign actually inspired the name of this episode, and it comes from Amazing Grace Baptist Church. The sign says, "Beer is alright in its place, but its place is in hell." Turns out heaven is actually more like Oklahoma, and they actually only allow like the 3.2 near beer. Talk about hell. Only go to hell now if you put a piece of fruit in your beer. Heresy! The next sign is actually a pair of signs that happen to go particularly well together. Together they read, "Christ died for our Dunkin' Donuts." Clearly Krispy Kreme or Voodoo Donuts hadn't been invented yet, or he totally wouldn't have gone for Dunkin' Donuts. That is, unless said donut empire wants to pony up and really help put this show on the map. I smell a sponsorship! Next up, Trinity Reformed Church invites us to celebrate Christmas, where we can dance with the stars of Bethlehem. But what they don't tell you is that the dance is just one long game of musical chairs. And if you're left at the end without a seat, you go to hell! But at least I hear they have some awesome beer down there. But seriously, Dancing with the Stars? Are there going to be angels up there like holding scorecards when I do my final earthly dismount? Or worse, are they going to pair me up with like Emmitt Smith or Steve-O? That, my friends, is truly hell. The next church sign is actually just the name of the church, but it is so long I kind of have to get a running start just to try to make it all the way through in one breath. So, the church is called the House of God, which is the Church of the Living God, the pillar and ground of the truth without controversy, Inc. Dude, you should see the pastor's business card. It actually unrolls like a scroll. And that ink at the end really lets you know that they're legit, because before I got to the ink, I wasn't too sure about this church. Now, gotta be legit. And finally, Unity Baptist Church takes the completely not presumptuous leap of speaking for the Almighty on their church sign, which says, "I'm also making the list and checking it twice. God." Yeah, it's always a really good idea to confabulate our understanding of God with the mythical character that we later explain to our kids is actually just made up. No setup there for disappointment or disillusionment at all. Oh, and what they don't tell you is that if you don't leave milk and cookies for God on every Saturday night for the Sabbath, along with a couple of carrots for his reindeer, you go to hell for that too. First beer is always on the house though. Sweet! You know, all of this talking has actually made me work up quite a thirst. I think I'll crack open a cold, refreshing beverage from another potential sponsor. You listening, Great Divide Brewing Company? Call me. Well, that's it for me, at least until the hangover wears off. I'm Christian Piatt. Come back around next week for another frosty mug of Church Sign Epic Fails.